What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. Of course, I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great weekend. It's a beautiful Saturday night. A little cold, to be honest with you, but I love that hoodie weather. Let the fall season begin. I don't care. I'm ready for it. But football is here, ladies and gentlemen. And we all know the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles play on Monday night. Monday Night Football already, week 3, divisional matchup. Huge game for the Philadelphia Eagles. And just to let you guys know, tonight's show is sponsored by Dallas Sucks. You can find Dallas Sucks all of the time, everywhere, anytime. Dallas Sucks. So now that we've got that, my man Christian in the building. What's going on, dude? Hopefully you're having a great Saturday. My weekend, I was enjoying some football. Now I got to head somewhere, but wanted to do this show quick. But dude, a great weekend. We've got some, Sunday football we'll get to enjoy, play some bets, play a little bit of fantasy, not have a heart attack about the Eagles, but I hate waiting. I'll be real with you, but I cannot wait for Monday Night Football. So let's strap in. We've been talking throughout the week about this game. We've been keeping up with the injuries, everything. So I've got all that for you. I'm going to talk about the top 10 matchups. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Appreciate you guys tuning in. You have any questions, comments, let me know. Any thoughts, please feel free. If you're watching this later, you can always comment. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button, subscribing, anything you do to support me. Truly appreciate it. We know that both of these teams are 1-1. This is a divisional match that really matters because this could set the tone for the rest of the season. We know that this team is retooling right now. You got to temper your expectations, but let's be honest. This team is exciting, and I think they can put up some points on this defense. They're probably going to need to. Our defenses look vastly improved, but the problem is this offense is pretty damn explosive. We went over the stats, everything like that, and we can look at them real quick here. But the offensive rankings for these guys in the first 2 games, pretty damn good, over 300 yards per game passing. Their 4th total yards and, 14th with points. But that first game, they almost beat the Bucks. And then on defense, you look here, they struggle against the pass still. So Jalen Hurts could definitely come out. We need him to come out swinging, attack in the air and with his feet. I don't care how he does it, but we need to establish that run game with Miles and Kenny Gainwell. And then I think, that our receivers can go out to these corners. We're going to talk about that here shortly, but our offensive and defensive rankings here quick, we're doing pretty good. Second in the league with rushing. We know that Jalen Hurts is the leading rusher, but however you got to get it done, establish that run. Let's go. Now, you can take all these numbers with a grain of salt because it's situational. So throughout the year, we talk about this, it doesn't matter, but we're doing pretty good on defense here, man. 4th in total yards and 2nd in total points. So this defense is really, coming out doing well, but this offense, it does concern me a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about the injuries here to both teams. We have the status for both of the teams going into this game now. So for the Eagles, we know that Mailata is now officially out. Rodney McLeod is out. Very unfortunate that Jordan Mailata got hurt. We're going to see what Andre Dillard has. A little concerning, but it is what it is. Boston Scott, questionable with an illness. And then Davian Taylor still dealing with that calf issue. So that sucks to see. That we protected 4 guys. Maybe we bring up Opeta just in case because we have a little depth on that offensive line. But it gets the job done. We'll talk about that in a second. Maybe Marvin Wilson because of the injury to Brandon Graham. We play a lot of 3-4, so maybe he could come in and he plays. I think he would play a perfect role as a defensive end in our 3-4. We'll see. Maybe the nose tackle at times. This kid's versatile. I like him. We'll see what we do here. Maybe Elijah Riley, but we've been doing it without Rodney McLeod, so we'll see which route we go there. But here is what our offensive line will look like. Andre Dillard, I think, has improved more than most people think. And we knew that Jordan Mailata would win this job. It's just, I think Andre Dillard can provide us, some kind of trade value here in the future. But we talk about, not getting rid of him this year just in case because we don't know Mailata if he's going to be able to stay healthy for a whole season. Well, he's already banged up with a knee issue. That's very concerning. So let's just hope for the best from Andre Dillard. And we know that it sucks that Brooks is out. But Landon Dickerson, we drafted him in the 2nd round for a reason. We know that he dealt with some injuries. We hope that he stays healthy. Everybody stays healthy, but this line could still be pretty damn good. And then you talk about the depth underneath there. Toth, we just signed Jack Anderson off the Bills practice squad. And then Nate Erbig. I love that kid. He can play guard, center. But Toth can also play tackle guard. So I don't know that you need to bring anyone up. You've got, some depth there still. And we talk about how much we like this depth during the offseason. So I think this is why, we knew stuff like this was happening. And then, Brooks is on IR, Driscoll's on IR, so you don't see them. And then Mailata being out, that's just, we hope it's only for a week, with MCL sprain. Now, it's not a tear. When it's a sprain, sometimes it takes a few days, sometimes a week, but we'll see. You never know with these things, so you want to be cautious, and we shall see what happens. Jordan Howard's not been on the active roster because they really haven't needed him. We are second in the league in rushing right now. The ground attack has looked really good. I just think that questionable play calling has made people question, the running backs. But I thought Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell have both done what they needed to, and Jalen Hurts. So that end of the game where he was putting on that comeback drive, if they would have called the delay of game like they should have on 3rd and 1, that defense stops him again. Jalen Hurts puts on a game-winning drive, and we're all singing a different tune, So I think that I'm really excited about the run game, and I like Jordan Howard. You could definitely bring him up. And I talked about yesterday that this could be the game that he gets brought up, because you talk about Boston Scott having an illness, maybe we only have 2 running backs, and you never know if someone could get hurt. So you don't want to just ride with one. I think Jordan Howard is a prime candidate to be brought up from the practice squad. So we'll see exactly what happens. But we know that Ertz is off the COVID list, so that's great news. But other than that, we know the offensive line is a huge question mark. Let's just get into this. The top 10 matchups. We'll hit on that. We'll hit on everything. You guys have any comments, please feel free to let me hear what and I know, Christian, you want Jordan Howard. A lot of people do, and I'm not against it. Certain situations, but I think that, these guys we have are doing well. But let's talk about it. So first and foremost, Jalen Hurts. We know that he needs to come out against this Cowboys D. That we saw that they're 31st against the pass. They're going to try to shut down our run and make us one-dimensional, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I think once you establish that run, it helps Hurts with that RPO, the play action, all of that stuff. So I think for me, Jalen Hurts, he comes out here, and I thought, he obviously his accuracy was the issue. Some people questioning his arm strength. His arm strength? I don't know, man. I just feel, I don't know. It wasn't really for me ever his strength. He's got the strength. It's more that he just doesn't, always have accurate throws. So let's just calm it down. Let's hope that, we talked about tempering the expectations, going to be bumpy roads. He needs to learn a lot of things, work on some things. That's what he's doing right now. 3rd game of the season coming up. I am not worried about it. A lot of people freaking out, but I think Jalen Hurts gets a comeback game. I think this is more of a shootout here. So I think Jalen Hurts against that secondary, they are improved with Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator, but I think that our offense, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a pretty fantastic game. I'm going to keep him going here in fantasy. I believe in this dude, and the Dallas Cowboys defense is not the San Francisco 49ers defense, so not worried about it. Matchup 2, though, one that definitely I'm looking out for is Dillard there. And they got Randy Gregory back off the COVID-19 list, and, they've got Parsons there. They've been working on the edge and things like that, but predominantly Gregory on the right end there. So I'm intrigued to see how Dillard actually does. Gregory is nobody to sleep on. So this is going to be a very intriguing battle to watch. Obviously, the whole line, we want to watch everything in the game, but just that is the one that obviously sticks out to all of us. Is Dillard going to show? Is he auditioning for another team? Is he going to show that he could be something? This is going to be intriguing because maybe he shows us that he's good enough that you could cross-train him. We'll see. Good amount of 12 personnel, maybe an attempt to use Cowboys linebackers. We're literally at the top. Yeah, man. And we talk about Ertz being off of the COVID-19 list. So I think that our 12 personnel hasn't exactly been, the greatest last week, but the week before, if Hurts gets him the ball at certain times, I just think there's so many weapons to go around. You can hit him in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, I think that that's definitely going to be an intriguing matchup. And it was one hold on. I didn't go with it. I went with the running backs, and you'll see here. But I went with Sanders and Gainwell as my number 3 matchup against these linebackers. You could say the same thing for the tight ends. These guys have lost snaps to Keanu Neal and also, hold on one second. Micah Parsons and Keanu Neal were the top middle linebackers. I wanted to show you the Cowboys injury report too. So let's backtrack for a second. They have a bunch of people that are out here. Bradley and Dorrance Armstrong, and Carlos Watkins on their defensive line are out. Ty Nsekhe, the right tackle, is having like heart issues. So hope him the best, but he will be out. So now you're going to have Terrence Steele there. Then you have Keanu Neal. We just mentioned there. That's big for them, him being out. And then Donovan Wilson, doubtful. So those are big losses for them too. So we're not the only ones dealing with things. But you talk about Gainwell and Sanders, with all those guys you saw out, Smith and Van Der Esch are definitely going to have to play. I don't think, Micah Parsons might have to keep playing edge rusher, because I don't think you move him back to middle linebacker. They play a lot of 3-4. I'm sure he'll play both, to be honest with you. But you have these two. They need to step it up for them. So we'll see how they do. But I think we attack them not just by running the ball, but, these running backs catching the ball out of the backfield. So I think we're definitely going to be able to attack these guys, and I'm excited for the Eagles in that matchup. I think Sanders and Kenny Gainwell as well, I think is going to have a big game. I'm really pondering putting him in my one fantasy league. I got T. Higgins doubtful, so trying to figure it out. And I think that this is one of those games where our receivers are still going to be able to eat, our tight ends, everybody, but I think that's going to open up things for the running backs too. Best of luck, Dan Quinn, trying to figure it out, but I'm excited about it. Now for the number 4 matchup, I went with our wide receivers, not just Smith versus Diggs, but Reagor in there, against Brown, and then Watkins against Lewis. And you could put Reagor or Smith versus Lewis. It doesn't matter who we put in the slot there. But these guys, I think, they're trying to improve, but they're still not that good. And I think this is where they get exploited. And, dude, they played, the Bucs in the first game, and the Chargers the second game. And I think in this game, these receivers, time to step it up. And, Reagor, unfortunately, went out of bounds, all that stuff. It is what it is. Watkins had that huge 91-yard gain, and then we didn't score any points. Just terrible stuff. Smith opened on a lot of plays. Hurts just not reading it right, or just not seeing him. So a lot of miscues. Hopefully they used this and learned from it. We talked about adversity, taking the things that happened throughout the season and helping us grow for the future. So we'll see how they take that loss. And then matchup 5 for me, Lane Johnson and Micah Parsons on the other side of the ball. Sure, I could have gone with Landon Dickerson here, and Osa in the middle for the Cowboys, as we talked about the other day. But I'm really intrigued by this matchup because I was talking to the trainer from the Bro Barn. One day I'll be able to say that. Anyways, tongue twist and Terry here. Lane Johnson, I think, obviously one of the best right tackles, if not the best right tackle in the game. Gabe Rangle, said that they have been working all week, watching Micah Parsons' moves, getting ready for him, getting ready to see what he brings to the table. But best of luck to you. I think Lane Johnson's going to shut his ass down, and I am looking forward to that matchup. So one I had to throw in there. But, special mention there, honorable mention, just for you there, Christian. But the tight ends, for sure, I think that's always something you got to watch out for the Eagles. Yep. Exploit them anyway. And we talk about 13 personnel. Jack Stoll there. We brought Richard Rodgers on the practice squad in case Ertz wouldn't be ready, but he is good to go. So now we're going to flip-flop. We're going to talk about their offense, our defense. Matchup number 6, Dak Prescott. We have to be able to stop this dude some way, somehow. And he is pretty damn good, and we all know it. I don't like to glorify this dude. I'm not going to sit here and do that, but I am going to give him his credit because he's good. But screw the Cowboys. Screw Dak Prescott. Let's go, Birds. I want to see this Eagles defense, and we haven't been blitzing much, but now's the time to get after him. Sure, he's going to hit you with those short throws. I am concerned about CD. We're going to talk about a lot of that. But if they establish that run game, they get going. Dak Prescott is somebody to watch out for, but I also think we can get him rattled, put him on his ass, and let's go, Birds. Go into their house and embarrass them. I think that Dak Prescott, he's been having himself quite a year already throwing that damn ball, and I would love to see this defense finally get some turnovers. So very excited to see our defense continue to step it up and shut him down. Now, this isn't old man Matt Ryan. This isn't GQ Jimmy Garoppolo. This is effing Dak Prescott. So this defense is going to have to bring something completely different to the table. We talk about the fact that Brandon Graham out. That's huge. How do you replace that? We talked about the different fronts. Go ahead, check that video out from the other day, how to replace Brandon Graham. Talked about the 3-3-5. Talked about the nickel, the normal 3-4. All these things that we were really using a lot of. I think that 3-3-5 is something I talked about using in this game against the Cowboys, but certain linebackers, certain ways. Dude, Brandon Graham was someone that you can't just replace because, he was playing defensive end in the 3-4. That's not somebody his size. That's not something you usually see. You see those guys usually kick out to outside linebacker. And Kerrigan's been trying to play that defensive end role. Not working out too well for him. Outside linebacker, though, I think he should just be out there. And I know he's older, but he's not in a 3-4. You cannot use him there. In 4-3, you can use him as defensive end. Yes, but it just doesn't work that way, man. So you're looking at this team. And I think for me, Milton Williams coming in, that's huge for me. I've talked about that all week. I think in a 3-4, he's the guy that's perfect to go in there. And you continue to use Sweat and Barnett in rotation as those stand-up rushers where they love, Jannard Avery, who's been doing pretty well as that Sam linebacker, the strong side linebacker. So, hey, whatever defense they want to run, I'm intrigued. But let's hope that it shuts down Dak Prescott. Now, we can do that by attacking the middle. We have continued to do that. Try to take away that run game, try to get after Dak. This is where we've been getting pressure, opening things up for those edge rushers. You got Cox and Hargrave playing phenomenal. And look, I wanted to fit Ridgeway in there too because Ridgeway has been kicking ass and I love it. But how the hell did I skip over all that? I have no idea what I did there, but let's be real. We're going to keep it. Oh, I went 6-9 and I swear to God, I did not mean to do that. Nice. Anyway, so if we attack the middle, we're just going to go with it. Zach Martin, we know that he's one of the best in the game. Tyler Bydaz in the middle there. And then Connor Williams. I think that with these guys, if we're playing predominantly a 3-man front, you'll see mostly these guys, Ridgeway coming in, Kerrigan probably, but hopefully he could step it up. I don't like him on that line. Maybe Josh Sweat gets a little shot in there, but I know he's been playing a lot of stand-up. But maybe we play 4-3 here. We'll see, but this team likes to pass. Now, I'm very intrigued to see what Jonathan Gannon does. But, yeah, I think we can attack the middle, and I'm very excited to see Milton Williams in this game. I think he can definitely produce as well. But Cox, Hargrave, Ridgeway, very excited. Let's go. Now let's go back to number 7 here. Alex Singleton, Eric Wilson, predominantly getting the snaps there at linebacker. So let's talk about them. And let's talk about Zeke and Pollard. Now, it's not just going to be Singleton, Wilson. We need that defensive line to step up. We need the safeties to help out, the corners, everybody to be able to tackle. We know that Zeke can kick our ass. We know that Pollard can definitely play as well. He can hurt us in the return game. So, look, we need our linebackers to continue being put in the right position by Jonathan Gannon. That's what helps here because we know that they're not, the best guys in the game, Pro Bowlers here, but they're getting the job done. And we can thank Jonathan Gannon for that. So pretty excited about this. So we'll see. The Eagles don't win this game. They'll be sent to the Shadow Realm for a few weeks going forward. Well, for me, we talked about not expecting wins and losses in this season, right? This team's still pretty young and, a lot of the players are restructured that are older and stuff, but they're helping, this new regime get made here. And I think for the future, we look good. It's just right now we're going to have some bumpy roads. So I'm not going to be mad if we don't win this game. I'll be pissed. I'm always pissed if we lose, but let's be real here. This team has a lot of growing pains ahead. And I think if we just strap in and accept that, it's going to make this season a lot easier. So, I know a lot of people have already freaked out because of the 49ers loss, but it's like, if you watch the tape on that, man, it could have gone a different way if just a couple plays, man. So it is what it is. That's how football goes. But I'm very excited about this team for the future still. So let's go Birds, baby. And I think we can win this game. It's just a matter of not shooting ourselves in the foot over and over and over again. So next matchup, our corners, our whole secondary, everybody in it's going to rely on that pass rush, the linebackers, everybody to work together to try to shut down Dak, and not allow them to get this pass game going because we know Cooper's playing. CeeDee Lamb, that's one of the most concerning things. Him playing in the slot. I know we play a lot of zone now, so talk about that. Sure, Maddox is the nickel corner, but it's going to take everybody in that zone to just play their spot right and hope that we can shut these guys down. And now they have Noah Brown in there rather than Gallup. And that's good because in that last game, it was Gallup definitely, I think he had like 2 touchdowns against us. So they beat us like 37-17. I'm not trying to do that again. So what is going on? Facebook user, if you click that link at the top, I'll be able to see who you are instead of having to call you that and have no idea who you are. But thank you for tuning in. Go Birds! Sucks won't be able to enjoy this game with the boys. COVID. That sucks. Man. very rough to hear that. Hope that you get better. And don't want to see anybody getting that. And obviously these players are getting over it quick because obviously they have the vaccine. Good to go for them. But they're back in a couple days, man. With that kind of money, you get everything you need. So hopefully you're getting what you need, drinking water, doing whatever you can. Yeah, man. Rough times out here. I try to stay safe while I was at the game. Like, so, oh my God, these are just rough times, but they're feeling it. Obviously they're missing Keanu Neal, Bradley and I. So their edge rush, they just keep losing people. So big losses for them. But finally we'll get to the last matchup. And dude, if you guys remember, I kind of went off track there, but there was 9 again. I think we can attack them in the middle, but the last and final top 10, number 10. We have Sweat and Barnett rotating out there. Look, we talked about Ty Nsekhe. We talked about, Lyle Collins being suspended. That right tackle, man, with usually Gennard Avery on the right side there. With these guys over there on the left, I think Sweat and Barnett, man, they're going to feast over there. This is how you shut down the run. This is how you shut down Dak Prescott, put him on his ass. Let's go. I'm excited about Sweat. He's going to get more reps now. But still, they asked why wouldn't he because of injury, this, that. It's how they're using him. And I'm telling you, it's that stand-up rusher role. And they've been using Barnett on one side. You got Avery on the other with completely different assignments there. So we'll see how they're used. But I think Sweat and Barnett could definitely make some plays happen here against Terrence Steele. So we'll see. Sorry, I missed it. What's your score projection? Thinking 28-17 Eagles. Well, I didn't give it yet, but let's get that up here. That is the last part. Hope you enjoyed that top 10 matchups. And look, if you missed any, please feel free to go back. Let me know how you're feeling about this game. But for me, those were the top 10s to keep an eye on, and I could have made 20 of them if I felt like it. But that's what we're rolling with, and I got to get rolling. But my final score prediction, I wanted to keep them lower, but I feel like maybe some things happened. They moved the ball down the field, but I got them throwing up 27, but I got us walking away with this victory. 31-27 going in their house, putting up more points, 4 touchdowns, 1 field goal, keeping them to 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. I'm all about it. Let's go, Birds. I really think we can go in there and put them on their ass. They're always so cocky. They think they're the shit. Now they think they're going to win just because Mailata's out, just because Brandon Brooks out. They are sleeping on the wrong team because that they're going to all band together. It's going to be next man up. And these guys have that dog mentality, man. So I'm very excited about it. Let's all not forget Dallas does indeed suck. But I'm going to get rolling out here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out to me. Appreciate you guys. Check me out on all these platforms, hitting that like button, subscribing to the YouTube channel. Can't thank you guys enough. And I guess Twitter's made this different now where it doesn't go live anymore. So you have to click the link. So if you don't like that, you want to get notifications all the time for when I'm going on, check out the YouTube channel and it will let you know. Or you can turn that damn thing off and you don't ever have to know. Play a little surprise with yourself. Yeah, I'm going to get rolling out. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I might hop on tomorrow, but I think I might take the day off, enjoy some football. But if anything crazy happens, I'll hop on, but I might be on with my guys over at 4th and John. So I will share that, let you guys know what's going down there. But yeah, we're going to talk before the game, all that good stuff. But I think I'll probably be back tomorrow with something because I do want to talk about a few things and I might have somebody come on. So just stay tuned. I'll let you know. But I hope you guys have a safe and enjoyable weekend. I will be back, and I cannot wait to beat the Dallas Cowboys because, well, as we all know, the Dallas Cowboys suck. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this weekend, and we will be back. And Monday, we will beat these measly Cowboys. All right, guys, have a good one. Love you all. Thank you for taking the time. And as always, Cowboys!